Hey guys, Loco here. We're going to be reviewing Schalke versus Rogue today. So Rogue actually was able to upset Splice in their quarterfinals match, and now they're playing Schalke to make I guess it's not to make finals. So EU works a little bit differently. So this is more of a fourth/third place match, and the winner of this gets to move on and play the loser of G2 Fnatic, and the winner of that gets to play the winner of G2 Fnatic. So this is like a semifinals match. So uh, hard to describe. EU format is a little bit different, but just think of this as 3 matches away from finals. So yeah, Rogue's been a very interesting team. A lot of promising young players, Larson, Inspired, Finn. Where Schalke, I think, has been the most one-dimensional team in EU by far. Every time I watch them play, there's like this one play they do where I'm like, oh my god, a team that is more balanced would have never done this play. They'll die bottom when they don't have mid priority and just lose mid turret down right to get 2 kills in bot lane. They'll sacrifice top side so much to just get a small lead on bot side. Like, they are an extremely bot focused team. So I actually had them losing to Rogue for my predictions before the match actually happened. So yeah, let's get started with the bot review. Those are kind of my overview on both teams and what the stakes for this match are. Xayah ban. Let's see all the bans first, and then we'll talk about him. Gangplank ban. That's an interesting one. Yuumi ban's very normal. Qiyana ban. What's coming next? Rumble ban. A lot of the clutch gaming picks banned out. Qiyana, Gangplank, Rumble, Irelia ban. Even more clutch gaming ban. Alright, let's talk about kind of the bans. So Qiyana, Irelia, very strong mid lane champions when paired with Sejuani or Gragas that can go off. These are sniper bans towards Larson. As for Yuumi, Yuumi is just a must ban from purple side. I don't think I've seen a single team give Yuumi from purple side in all of LCS or EU playoffs. As for rogue bans, Xayah is to deny Xayah Rakan on 1 and 2. Gangplank Rumble, good teamfight champions that Odo's great with, that does a great job of preventing dives because they can clear way from a long distance and really allow your team to play towards bot side. So both teams are banning champions that the enemy team is specializing in and really makes work. Oh, there was a game with Schalke Vitality, you're right, where Yuumi did get opened up. Apologies on that, but still, like, Yuumi's a champion that almost never sees play. Almost never makes it to pick and ban. First pick Aatrox, very common, and a very strong pick in the meta. Not that surprising at all. The only other pick that I could imagine would be something like a Seju, maybe. Oh, Akali. Akali's still up. Yeah, there we go. Akali going over. In NA, Akali is considered the other OP along with Yuumi, and you'll never see teams not first picking her. But it seems like Rogue is willing to play versus the Akali. Lucian. Lucian this early in the draft? Really? Okay. Lucian this early in the draft. It's a little bit interesting. So Lucian will provide you lane priority. And his scaling is actually not the worst in the world. A lot of people view Lucian as a terrible scaler, but if your pilot, whoever is running Lucian, is good enough, his scaling is actually decent because the mobility aspect of Lucian scales very well in teamfight and allows him to deal with a lot of the carry threats in the meta right now. But laning can actually take a hit when you're laning versus like Asher or Varus, and your support also is like a losing matchup. So yeah, I'm very curious to see how Rogue will deal with the early Lucian pick. What do you got? What do you got for me, Rogue? Quirky. That's just a very solid bit lane blind. One of Larson's better champions. Wow, the Lucian early is still really weird to me. Let's see what they have versus it. Kai'Sa, wow. So Kai'Sa's actually a losing matchup into Lucian. Kai'Sa has decent wave control, but she is short range, so especially when Lucians used to max W and they used to take, or yeah, when they used to harass very heavily with W and they used to take mana flow ban, that's when Kai'Sa actually got spanked really hard. So it did change a little bit where Lucians aren't relying on W as much, and their lane pattern isn't as poke heavy. I mean, it used to get really bad where people used to max W and run Doran Ring on Lucian and then build full AD after, just because it would make his laning so strong. So the matchup did get better, but Kai'Sa is still a losing matchup. You still do lose priority. I mean, you're much better than the Lucian mid and late game, and you have more carry potential, but still not the pick I expected. What do you have third? But the most common ones are Ash Bears. That's been historically the most normal counters. Like Ash and Bears both have AoE spells that help them control the lane and makes it hard for Lucian to dodge doge, and you outrange Lucian. That's how you beat Lucian. You outrange him and you poke him. In like small skirmishes and trades, Lucian does really well. Sejuani, very low priority in Europe, actually got picked up much later in the draft and got paired up with Akali. Very nice to see. Olaf, like Inspired has shown a lot of proficiency on champions like Olaf and Rek'Sai, so that's why the ban's coming out. Still a little bit of a weird ban to me. I think like Olaf pick into Lucian and Olaf pick into Akali's Troll. It's good into Seju, but not overall. What are you banning, Rogue? Also, is this not double speed? Oh, it isn't double speed. Okay, my bad on that. Camille ban. That's for the Aatrox. Camille Sejuani. It's a counter, like a duo counter that people like playing. Alistar, good into the Akali. Decent into the Lucian. Renekton, also another counter pick banned out for Aatrox. Kled into Aatrox. Kled Sejuani into Aatrox. Oh, man, this is such a Odo Omni pick. So when you pick Gnar into Aatrox, so a lot of the counter picks that we talked about, right? Kled and Camille, it's a pick where you're going to have to invest resources and you're going to want to try to beat the Aatrox. Like, you're actively fighting him. You're willing to take 2v2s. Gnar into Aatrox is completely different. It's you want to maintain distance and you want to poke at him and you don't really want to take the fight. So this is going to allow... This is going to allow Schalke to play to bot lane much as possible. It seems like their game plan. Now they know Akali is going to be mid, so Sylas into Akali. One of the most common counters. Oh wait, it's Sylas jungle actually, my bad. Corki and Aatrox are going to be the solo lanes. Yeah, Sylas into Akali is one of the most common counters, but they already have their solo lanes locked in, so it can actually not be Sylas into Akali. And Rakan into Lucian, and Schalke last picking their support. This is, you can tell just from the draft, they're a very bot lane oriented team. Gnar into Aatrox as a counter means they're not going to play the top side so much, and keeping the support for the last pick. They banned Alistar and left open Rakan. This was definitely done on purpose. Leona into Rakan. So Rakan's a champion that's very based on mobility, and that's where a lot of his strengths come from. Leona, a great champion at locking that down, especially because they're both melee, and Leona has a melee stun. It's a common counter pick into Rakan. And Ignar, also a player that's great on Leona. Let's see more. Let's see what else comes. Well, studio pretty full. I've never been to the LEC studios before, so I wonder how full it gets, or like if it's camera angles. Alright, let's skip to the start of the game. Alright, let's skip more to the start of the game. Alright, there we go. If you talk about both team comps a little bit. Yeah, we can talk about both team comps a little bit. Schalke draft is definitely a team fight heavy draft. Sejuani, Leona, and even Nar. These are all team fight champions and that function best in team fight. I mean, Lucian also. They can run a 1-3-1 with Nar and Akali, but Nar just isn't a true split pusher nowadays, and people pick him more to team fight. It's going to be hard to beat the Aatrox later on whenever Aatrox gets 2 item. That's usually the breaking point when it comes to comps versus Aatrox. You can split push a little, but when Aatrox gets 2 items, it's just not a thing anymore. The champion just gets so busted. As for Rogue, when we look at their team comps, what do they excel on? They're also a team fight comp, but they have a lot more split push potential. Corki with package, Aatrox on 2 items. These are really big power spikes that they are going to want to abuse and they are going to want to split push with. One thing that does worry me though, in a 1-3-1 situation, their mid 2v2 has a lot of catch potential, but they're really bad when they're getting sieged on because of the wave clear being very shitty. So that's something they're going to have to watch out for, and that's where the jungle has to come into play a lot. So things we want to look out for, when Aatrox has 2 items, how well are they going to be able to split push? And also for the 1-3-1, how pressured is the Kai'Sa and the Rakan going to be? And the good thing for Rogue is Aatrox 2 items, Corki with package, can they actually execute that? As for Schalke, it's just how can they open team fights? Open team fighting with Seju, open team fighting with Leo, Nard actually being able to flank. These are the biggest things you're going to want to watch out for from Schalke's side. Alright, let's go. Aatrox early in lane. He's going to try to get a chunk on Gnar. Looks like he was able to get a decent chunk. Both junglers doing the very standard red into double golems into one more camp into hitting level 3 and then taking it from there. One thing that I was surprised that Rogue didn't do is invade early. One thing that a lot of teams have been doing in scrims is Sylas versus Sejuani. You invade early if the other team didn't ward very well, and I think for game 1 that's something they could have definitely tried. Why it's so efficient? Oh man, he read his paths. Because they placed a ward here, he read that he was backing after Wraith, and being able to do this invade and take blue feels so good, especially versus Seju. Seju, your first clear is where you're the weakest. You're slow, you can lose a lot of HP depending on what camps you do. Pretty dependent on blue too. Getting blue taken away, he's also going to lose the scuttle, and then he's going to lose the scuttle on the opposite side of the map. This Sylas is going to be just smashing him. Ooh, he dodged, I think he dodged vision on the way, but he got caught by the ward. Yeah, now taking the other scuttle. He can threaten gank on top side, but it's not really viable. If anything, he can just give him a nice back. Not even threatening the gank, going straight for blue. Rogue going for this bot lane gank. He burned flash for this. Oh, even the chunk wasn't that great. Upset's going to be able to get a nice back from this. Oh, one thing I didn't realize, or I didn't talk about, is Woolite not having TP and Upset running TP. So the wave control is going to be really good for Schalke. They're already doing it, but Sylas needs to come and help with a good reset timing on bot lane, or they're going to be really fucked. Wow, that was actually really bad by Ignar. So in pro play, one thing I would have expected already as Ignar right here is enemy jungle coming down bot side just due to Woolites. And also I'm pretty sure this should spot him. Oh man, this is actually so close. they place this ward down so far down as possible. I'm not sure if it spots them or not. But one thing is, due to how fucked Woolite is in this situation, by not having TP and being down in HP and mana and the way pushing away, Ignar should 100% know that the jungle is going to come and help with the push. Oof. That was so greedy, Ignar. He should have just thought about freezing and then expecting the jungle to come down there. Oh no, how long is the pause? Replay, Stoma order, pause. Damn, dude, I feel like a time traveler, or I feel like a time god whenever I can fast forward in boss. Finn backing up, potential dive from Seju. It's not the end of the world for Schalke. Their game plan starts after Seju hits level 6, but still, like, the early game is definitely not going the way they wanted to. Especially not being able to build a big lead on bottom. And Kai'Sa getting a really good first buy with BF Sword. Oh, why is Kai'Sa going BF, actually? I thought Mune was the more popular build nowadays. What should be even building with BF? You can see Woolite here. Watch his movement. He's not trying to dodge the Seju ult. He's walking right into it. You can see he's walking right into it because he wants to tank for everyone else. Like, Vander getting hit, Inspire getting hit is much worse than Woolite getting hit by the Seju ult. So, because he's especially, like, running Cleanse, that movement to make sure he can get hit by it was so good. You'll see pro players do this a lot whenever they're playing like Gangplank or they're playing champions with QSS, making sure they tank the CC for their support or AD. Dragon from the early control they have, Seju not having ult, bot being pushed up, Leona being level 5. Oh man, Ocean Drake. This is so good for Rogue. Changes the dynamic of laning so much. And then this 10-minute play for Herald swap. I wouldn't even call it innovative anymore. It's something LPL has been doing for such a long time, and then Clutch started to do. And then, I mean, I did see some European teams do this, but now it's just like such an expected play. 10 minutes, Herald coming up. Jungle can go and start Herald early, and bot lane can swap for it, or people can just swap together on timer, and it looks like they're just swapping together on timer. Same thing Rogue is doing, making sure they, back and try to match the Herald timing. Because if they stay here and they actually have their bot lane bottom, it can be really bad. Just giving up Herald completely for free. Looks like they know what's coming, they matched. Both teams are just setting for Herald. That's the next play. Herald is just such a big objective now. You can see how like careful they're playing, and they have their jungler behind them because they know if they ever face check into the Leo, especially when Woolite doesn't have cleanse anymore and Rakan isn't a face check champion, they can get insta deleted. Remember what I said? That's why they're being so careful, because they can get insta deleted like this. They should have been playing way more carefully because this is a side they don't have vision on, right? So they need to hug. Like, this side is dangerous, and he needs to hug towards here. Got one shot. That's just a life. Oh my god, you went in. You went in instead of running away. You went in. What are you gonna do? get on top of the Lucian while your Rakan gets one shot. That's a yikes. He read the situation completely wrong. But you can see like how much Schalke plays towards bot lane. I don't think they'll one-shot the Lucian there. If anything, Lucian will flash and dash away. It'll be really difficult for Rogue to actually kill them there. Now let's see this play. Schalke starting Herald with the control they had. Trick got low. Oh! 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 Who got Herald? No, they didn't get it. Okay, they didn't get Herald. Wow, that was so dangerous from Schalke. The timing on things too. Alright, let's talk about what they could have done better and why this timing was bad. Why this timing I think is really bad. They used their big ult on Sejuani and Leona, and even Lucian used his ult. His ult isn't that big though. Like, so the situation they have is we can back first and we can come back with item and we can maintain priority and we can fight with our ult. But instead they try to squeeze in this Herald timing. And it's also a situation where the Gnar is beating the Aatrox really hard. Remember the item breaking point we talked about? 2 items on Aatrox, or even a Black Cleaver. That's really the starting point. But before that, Gnar's going to beat Aatrox really hard. This forces Gnar to ditch that situation and walk up or teleport up and get the Aatrox out of the bad lane. You're not getting to utilize the gold lead you built and the priority lead you built by getting 2 kills and not having ultimate. There's just so many things going bad for Schalke. After the kill, reset, come back to top side, set up vision, and force them to walk into you when you have vision again. They could have done that exact same trap play. And it was before Rakan has the upgraded support ward. So when the support doesn't have upgraded support item, it's really hard to fight for vision. And any kind of wards you clear and the pink wards you put down and being able to force enemy teams into you is really strong. So that was just such an awkward timing from Schalke. Really just would have loved the reset there. But couldn't Rogue just take down the Herald while Schalke reset? So if Schalke, I'll go back to the timing right here. So right now, Sylas has 21 seconds. Rakan has 17 seconds. So 21 seconds, it's going to take them about 20 seconds. So, and then killing Herald also takes 20 seconds. So 20 seconds for Reds, let's say 20 seconds to walk there, and let's say 20 seconds to finish the Herald. That's 1 minute that Schalke has to reset and just make sure they're at Herald. They have more than enough time to wait or to reset. So they don't need to worry about whatchamacallit, them not having enough timers, or them not having, or Rogue taking Herald while they reset. That just is not a thing. Dude, if I'm Odo, I'm so fucking pissed that I got pulled into that fight. Ugh. Yes, this is bad from Odo's part, like trying to, like, playing up here while your jungler's on top side. It's bad on Odo's part, but the initial, like, getting pulled and forced to use TP and burning your flash feels so bad as a Gnar. I feel for all the top lane players out there. Ugh. This is just like so disrespectful from. They're just like straight trying to dive. Got the stun off, flash stun. If they can't connect, and they can't connect because he has mercs. Wait, these are such basic mistakes. Ignar's a very experienced Leona player. He should know you can't chain this when people have mercs. You can't do flash QR. Wow, that was so disrespectful from Ignore. He didn't check if the enemy had mercs and he went for the flash Q ult play. And he didn't get the chain CC off. You can't get the chain CC off when anybody has mercs. Wow, just making so much basic ass mistakes from Schalke. What the hell? Looks like Woolite went Storm Razor first. 4 kills on Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa is a champion. I think Kai'Sa is one of the best gold scaling champions in the game. She's very hard to get gold on due to her laning not being the greatest in the world, and she needs to be played towards. But when she does get gold, she is the best scaling champion from gold. What she does with item is so crazy. Having invisibility, the isolated Q damage, the ult, even the W, like a lot of things in her kit scale so well from gold. Like I would say like Kai'Sa, Twitch are the champions that scale so heavily with gold as an AD carry. And yeah, you also have access to upgrades and access to AP items. Just her, yeah, the way she spends gold is on a different level from AD carries. Rogue taking Dragon, taking Turret, going nicely into mid game. They can beat Schalke in a team fight, and they can also beat them split pushing too. The Gnar fell behind enough where Aatrox should be able to win out the side lane. Corki in a really nice spot for assist. Akali never got killed, so she never really got snowballing. I really want to see how well Schalke can play, or not Schalke, Rogue can play out the 1-3-1 situation. So remember one thing that we talked about, how Rogue is going to have a hard time in a 1-3-1 situation in terms of Kai'Sa not being able to wave clear. So one way they're dealing with it is instead of running a 1-3-1, they're running 3-1-1 and making sure they can defend mid lane with Corki and not the Kai'Sa. So a smart way to kind of offset the fact that your AD carry is going to be garbage when she's in mid lane. Finn rotating down after he built priority. Good rotation. Now go back to side lane. So you can see, I'm not sure what they're showing that they're pressuring side, but the thing that happened was they pushed up side first. They pushed up the side first, and they realized this is hard to dive, and they realized instead of going for this turret is more important. The solo laner shifted into mid lane, and they like when you push out side lane, you're buying time, and you allow yourself to be able to shift and take mid turret. Like, it's allowing Akali and Gnar to catch up and see us, but they're giving up big things for them to shift. Next objective should be top turret for Rogue. From Schalke's side, they're in an awkward spot, because their comp is supposed to teamfight, but they can't teamfight anymore. They can't beat Rogue in a team fight anymore. Kai'Sa's way too fed. Kai'Sa has 2 items while Lucian has 2 items. That's so bad. As a Lucian, you want to stay ahead of Kai'Sa in items. And they can't win split push. Schalke's just kind of out of options. They need to make a pick happen. They busted open mid lane, so now they can swap Kai'Sa Rakan to top. The map is so much wider. Corki playing defensively because he knows he doesn't have vision and enemy teams on that side. Looks like Rogue's going to play for the next dragon and then hopefully start controlling Baron and top turret after. That top turret isn't that meaningful, but the dragon definitely is. Having 2 Earthdrake is going to make the Baron speed so much quicker. Especially with champions like Corki and Kai'Sa, it's going to be a Baron melt. Getting dragon, as we talked about. Alright, now I would really love to see Rogue kind of speed up the game, push up mid, and go into Baron control. If they don't Baron control and they allow the game to delay, it's not the greatest. They are so ahead right now, they want to push the lead. They don't have to start Baron, but they do want to control Baron. Walking up. Alright, somewhat of mid pressure. Getting a little more. Okay, okay. Ooh, that catch on Lucian. One thing I actually would have liked a little bit better from them here. One thing they can do here is Vander, after he does this, right, and Lucian backs up, he flash ulted. It's a little awkward because when you flash W like this, the distance that it creates is so wide. So you're here, and then you're jumping like what, 1,000 units in like a split second. So the gap that's created between you and your teammate is actually so big, and it's really hard for them to catch up. What's this, like 1,500 units? They have to catch up 1,500 units, and your CC doesn't last for a long time. What I probably would have liked from Rakan here is just pushing the Lucian away. So he walks up, and he threatens to ult, and then Lucian has to back up, and they can take this turret a little bit more freely. But this dive call makes it really hard for everyone else on the team to follow. Kai'Sa follows with ult. They do insta-kill him, but the positioning after, a little bit awkward. Also, actually, this might have been completely fine if Kai'Sa just walked left. Oh, actually, I'm 100% wrong. If Kai'Sa walks left here, this should have been 100% fine. Yeah, this is actually Wu like kind of fucking up. And also, the thing I didn't calculate, I'm pretty sure, the thing I didn't calculate was Kai'Sa ult. So remember how I talked about such a long distance is created and it's hard for people to follow up, but because they have a Kai'Sa, that follow up is actually instant because she's that kind of champion. They just need to loop around like this and make sure everyone exits the same site. This was actually a good engage. I didn't think of Kai'Sa. I didn't think of that interaction at all. Just everyone exit left. I don't know what Wulight's doing, but he's going this way while the rest of the team is going that way, and he's putting himself in such an awkward situation. Yeah, if Wulight exits left with the rest of the team, they just group up on this side. They can't go on the Aatrox Leona, and then they just sandwich like this. Lucian not there in the fight. That would have solved a lot of problems. They probably get it mid-turret after too. Fighting on top of plant, really good. Can always use that as a gap closer or an exit. Rogue still destroyed this fight. Wow, that's Baron. Aatrox, where are you going? That's Baron. Okay, they still get it. Never mind. Good job on getting the mid wave. Well, nicely done from Rogue. Wow, that flash R engage, flash R W engage was so clean. It looked like a mistake initially because I was like, damn, there's no way no one's going to be able to follow up on that. But Kai'Sa doing Kai'Sa things. Kai'Sa's so strong when she's able to jump on the backline like that and get an isolated Q. And I'm not sure if she did, but if she also had raised blade stacks back, or if she also had raised blade stacks stacked up when she jumped, that's also a killer. Looks like two-way split, 1-4. If they're gonna 1-4, they want to play this slowly. Kai'Sa can actually walk up a bit more. She has both cleanse and flash. She wants to be baiting engages. I would have liked a little bit more aggressive positioning from Kai'Sa. There was no way she got bursted, especially with stopwatch, flash, and cleanse and ultimate all up, but nonetheless. Woo! Nicely done. Wow, great first game from Rogue actually. I think Schalke showed their one-dimensionness, and also they're kind of like really shitty macro around Herald. I really hated them not taking the reset timing on Herald, and that really fucked up a lot of the leads they built. And I would like a little bit more different draft from Schalke. I think Akali is actually such a low value pick from them when they're not willing to split push and when they're not willing to play the mid lane. I just think there's better things they could be drafting. So on to the game 2. Hey guys, we're going into game 2. One thing that's really surprising to me is Schalke got to pick game 1 because they're the higher seed and they picked red side. And then the second game, they get to pick again because they lost, and they're once again going into red side. Very interesting that they decided to go red side because I think blue side is so strong right now. Red side forced to ban Yuumi. Blue side gets first pick. There aren't that many like extremely strong counter picks, so I'm very interested to try to figure out why Schalke's been picking red side. Alright, let's see the draft. Azaya, Yuumi, same bands from last game. GP, exact same bands. Kiana, also the same. Cannon, a little bit different. This time Rumble opens up. Well, they didn't even show Cannon last game. So the only band that's different from game 1 is Cannon. Let's see where the Rumble goes. Aatrox, exactly the same. The only thing still different so far is the Rumble. Or the Cannon band instead of the Rumble. Okay, the Silas takeaway. Lucian early. Man, they love this like Lucian early. Akali into potentially Silas. I liked the Akali for Rogue way better than I liked it for Schalke, because Schalke just did not utilize the Akali at all. I think this is kind of a tease at Abadage. He played a lot of Lissandra last season. Wasn't the greatest. Sedge Akali, Sedge Aatrox, really strong. One thing that's a little bit worrying is not taking... Okay, there we go. Not taking any of the bottom pieces. I really don't like the Kai'Sa pick. I actually would have preferred the Sejuani there and tried a different draft. Ashe, Varus, Ezreal. Just moving the AD carry down isn't the end of the world. Maybe it is the end of the world versus Schalke, but I would have loved the Sejuani pick there. Now they're going to get pinched very heavily on jungle, and they can put Silas jungle and pinch... Silas jungle and pinching junglers here hurts a lot. And then the Rumble pick coming in, the one that wasn't banned, finally opened up. Let's see, Olaf ban. I guess it's more of a target ban towards Inspired than, oh, we have a Sejuani, let's protect the Sejuani with the Olaf ban, like from game 1. Sejuani banning. You're almost banning out your own junglers at this point. Remember, Silas can go jungle, guys. Rakan ban was their pick into Lucian, worked beautifully. Synergizes nicely with Kai'Sa. Lee Sin ban. Oof, okay. Already another teamfight comp. All-Star Rumble. Rumble's definitely not going to split push. Already another split push comp, Akali and Aatrox. I would say it's more of a side lane heavy comp than a split push comp. Ooh, Braum into All-Star, always a nice pick. One thing that's a little bit awkward for Braum is Braum sucks into Rumble. What do you take for jungle here? No Sejuani. It has to be something like Jarvan or Gragas. Jarvan not that great into Lucian. Jarvan not that great into Silas either. Zac. I'm not sure about this Zac pick. So, one thing I really like about this All-Star pick here is All-Star is actually so good at being an offensive champion, but he's actually a really great defensive champion also. He's able to cut Zac in the air whenever he's trying to jump on Lucian. Lucian also has his dashes. But champion like a Leona from last game, Leona can't play defensively. Leona has to play offensively or she really doesn't function as a champion. But All-Star can actually function as a very good peeler, staying nearing your AD carry and pulverizing melee champions that get on top. Knocking back champions after they use their dash makes it hard for them to re-jump on the AD carry. There are just a lot of things All-Star can do to prevent the Zac, the Akali, the Aatrox from getting top of the Lucian. And also he can be used offensively along with Rumble, like Rumble plus All-Star combo and teamfight's also scary. Okay, that's a troll. That has to be a troll hover. Nidalee into Zac used to be a thing before, but I don't think it's a thing right now. Xin Zhao, okay. Xin Zhao also has knockbacks for the Akali, Aatrox, Zac. Very strong early. Xin Zhao Silas, a really strong duo. I would love to see them play more towards the mid 2v2 this time, utilizing the Xin Zhao Silas. The Zac is really weird for me because he's not a very good 2v2 champion, and you picked extremely strong solo lanes you can play along with. Just a little bit of a weird game from Rogue. Well, I still don't know why Schalke wanted purple, or red side. They took red side, but none of their picks really like signaled to me why they picked red side. There wasn't like this incredible counter pick they got or anything. Maybe they feel like they don't have anything good to get from first pick. I don't know, it's just weird. You show on the map, by the way. Wait, there's... Okay, so they just faked it. They were just faking it or trying to kill someone in the try. I was like, no way you're going to invade like that. Zac deathly afraid of the Xin Zhao early game. That's just how it works. Most tank junglers are garbage early and they become fine after first clear. So they're gonna have a very scary time first, like in the first clear, and it's very important you don't get interrupted in your level 1. Like when your level 1 gets fucked, that's where it gets really scary. Oof, so I don't know why Akali warded like this. She warded in a way where it prevents the level 2 gank, but it doesn't see anything else. There could have been way better ways to ward, especially if she got priority there, or warding earlier on to see where Xin Zhao exits. I really don't like this ward, and then it also doesn't catch Xin Zhao at all. Ooh, the Zac is gonna get fucked. Oh, he's gonna get fucked. The mid laners, be smarter with your wards whenever you have a tank jungle. You're actually fucking your own jungler. Ooh, it's even worse than last time. 2 camps taken away. Oh? Oh, Akali played up with knowing that Xin Zhao's there. She doesn't have E, because if she has E here, there's nowhere she flashes. Ooh, I did not like the first 3 minutes from you, Larson. Very sloppy. Could have spotted out the Xin invade. No way he should have gotten ganked when he knew where Xin was. Inspire doing a good job of recovering though, especially if he's gonna go for Scuttle here. Oh, not going for Scuttle, going for Wraith and stuff instead, because he knows Xin Zhao's gonna... Damn, he's smart. I really like this adaptation to go for Wraith instead of going for Scuttle. I think Scuttle was the much safer play. Going for Wraith here instead. Xin has Smite. If you're gonna do this, it needs to be a fight. Actually making it a fight. Aatrox coming down first because he has Prio. Oof. Oof. Damn. Rumble matching, and also, yeah, Aatrox had to flash to make sure. The only way he lives here is E and then flash over the wall. He didn't expect Xin to follow, and then Xin got the knock up there. So he got the knock up, Rumble able to get the slow. The only change I would make here is, let's see if mid lane had prio. Mid lane fighting for prio doesn't really have prio, but if Larson moves this way, ask for Aatrox to come down. Inspired does this before Jin can one-shot this with Smite. Just a little bit of faster action from Rogue would have made this play turn out differently. This wasn't a bad play to go for. Trick being able to smite that and get level 4, Abadage coming first, and Finn not flashing and getting knocked up. There's a lot of mechanical things that happened that made it look so bad for Rogue, but the situation could have gone the other way very easily. Zac level 3, come on man, you can't go for Scuttle versus Xin. Zac is a scaling pick, gets destroyed early. I literally explained to you regarding lane priority and what they could have done differently to go for that. Lane prio doesn't matter. Okay, this is where the discussion stops. Oh, that dive is so brutal. Weight built up. Oh, Vander lost so much HP before he got his shield up, and Moonlight still got damage. Because he flashed this way, he's slightly out of turret range, and Jin doesn't need flash to catch up. They lose a huge wave off of it too. That's actually huge. They lose this giant wave. Oh, and also, I'm glad they showed this part, but you see this W hitting, proccing Guardian before this dive happens, and then also using Q and getting the hit, and he has his passive stacks up, auto, E, auto. Man, Upset did this really well. He min-maxed damage, using W to proc Guardians before, auto, E, auto, as the dive happens. Kaisa has TP this time, so she's able to recover a lot of the farm. Didn't lose as much as she normally would, but still really bad situation where Lucian Alistar is able to double kill you. Something's gonna happen again at level 6. At least it should. The Xin and Silas should get priority, and they should plan for another dive soon. First Ocean Drake again. Silas has prio from mid, going for Ocean Drake. Bot lane also definitely has prio. Vander not level 6 yet. Whew, this is brutal. I'm surprised Rogue fought that. The Zac was level 5, the Braum was level 5. They had to let that dragon go the moment it was started. Oh, the dive happened again. How? Oof. Holy shit. Great Hex Tech. Zac just too late. Not even level 6. Damn, they're just getting picked apart. Schalke is a one-trick pony in terms of their playstyle and what they want to do. Play towards boss side, team fight later on. We're not going to split push ever. But, I mean, they're also very clean at what they do. Wow. Schalke jungler being a top side, that's a new one. Now it's just up to them to snowball the Lucian bot side. Looks like Kaisa's going Storm Ragers or Infinity Edge first. It's Storm Ragers. And her Storm Ragers are getting delayed. Trying to do the late Herald play. This actually might work out. Schalke committed bot side. Them giving up Herald like this is so bad. They should have read the swap or done the swap themselves to make sure they get Herald. They should never give up Herald when they're this much in control. I'm trying to find their back timing. Right here, they should match the backs and start swapping topside. Silas backing, Zindao backing. Perfect time for Alistar and Lucian to back. And start going for Herald. And actually using their lead. Just doing Gromp instead. They're trying to maximize farm instead of play the map. They will win the trade. They definitely do win the trade, but that's not the problem. Why are you trading when you're 5 kills up? The fact that they're trading itself is really bad. They shouldn't be trading at all. They should be making sure Rogue gets nothing. But the fact that they're trading in itself means Schalke's fucking up macro. A better team would have never even allowed this trade to happen. They were able to defend it. I mean, Lucian ends up swapping topside. This is just... That swap could have been done so much earlier, and that swap can be done without TP, and they can also take the Herald for themselves. The game was just in a state where Schalke should have been in the driver's seat the entire time. Not the end of the world though. Schalke didn't lose any turrets from that, and they were able to get bottom turret. Looks like Woolite with double pickaxe and BS Thor to make sure he can get the Q upgrade. Oh. Lucian going in here, use his dash offensively, has to flash out from the Zac. Oh, great combo from Alistar, knocking up both Braum and the Zac, forcing flashes out. Rumble also here. If the fight does get going, they can turn it very easily. Nothing to get on the map top side. They should get back to lanes regularly. Yeah. Gank crew though. Do the dragon. Play for top in a little bit. Oh, Schalke plays like an NA team. What is a side lane? What is good macro? What is fast plays? Damn, so much criticism towards Splice for playing like an NA team, but the true NA team here is Schalke. IE first. Well, IE complete on Kai'Sa. I actually think that's such a troll build. Why would you go IE first on Kai'Sa? It actually kills all the aspects that makes Kai'Sa so good. IE's for like very, very auto attack based champion, but Kai'Sa's more on hit based. Kai'Sa's more spell casting based. She scales great with CDR. She scales great with on hit items. She scales great with attack speed due to her passive. There's just so many better ways to utilize Kai'Sa's kit than Infinity Edge. I'm gonna call that build a troll. There's no way mathematically that build makes sense. IE build scales the best. You want me to give you... I'll tell you a little trick. For items that scale well, you can buy them later instead of buying them first. You can buy Rage Blade crit item and get IE third, and that build scales almost as well. Good opening. Oh, Rumble not being here is actually tragic. And Upset in a really awkward situation. Just look at Upset for this and Rumble, because Rumble's not here. They started the fight when their top laner doesn't have teleport and enemy top is missing. Forced to dash. Upset in a situation where he's getting collapsed on from both angles. Oh, this is actually such an awkward fight. Lucian get gibbed instantly. Now damage dealer isn't alive. Oof. If I'm the Rumble, I'm so fucking pissed. Why the hell did my team start this fight? Guys, I'm on the bot side of the map. Aatrox Mia. Can we not start fighting? Dude, if I'm the Rumble, I'm just furious. Why did the fight even happen for Schalke? Wait, they knew exactly where... Oh. Man, poor Rumble. Unless he didn't call Aatrox, yeah. But then we're dealing with a whole different problem. But Schalke should have known Aatrox is missing and Rumble can't move from lane, and they had to just wait a bit. The game actually didn't open up that much, only one turret each, and both mid turrets standing up. Dragon's gonna be a huge point of contention. Wow, I love this Ignite positioning. Let's see what they were able to do with it. Oh, forced to use ult early. Rumble ult also really nice. Ignite positioning, remember what we talked about? That positioning is really good. Also, this feels so bad. If you're in Akali, don't do this. I'm trying to think what she could have a better threat. I guess this wasn't too bad. This wasn't the end of the world bad, but it's just... I didn't like how she blew her shroud. Actually, let me try to think again. The Zac dive here. Maybe not that bad. Never mind. Doesn't have big cooldowns though, and Dragon's gonna go over to Schalke. It's really nice positioning from everyone to actually get the flank. And also Rumble feels so good versus the Braum. Whenever the Braum jumps on someone that's getting engaged on and you just roast them both. Braum right here blocking like for the Zac, and then you're also standing in the Rumble ult while doing all that. So it feels good and feels bad at the same time. As a Rumble, you love playing versus the Braum. Especially when he jumps on an AD carry to protect and he has the shield up and you're just raining fire on top. That's a feels good, man. Well, for Rogue to start coming back, they actually have to start utilizing some of their split push aspects they have going on, especially the Akali. Up 2-0, she's one of their biggest tools right now. Aatrox also beating Rumble. They just have so much focus around mid side. Love this Aatrox split push, actually playing the map in a wide way. Oof, there we go. As more people chase down the Aatrox, play towards the other side, keep splitting them. Let's skip that pause. There we go, Rumble showing bot side, Akali taking the reset, Aatrox taking the reset. Match reset is really good, especially when Rumble shows bottom, means they can't be on Baron. Akali finished Voice Staff, has the nullifying orb, or not the nullifying orb, ability orb. Oh wow. Team's actually playing the map in a wide manner. Let's see this. Yeah, here's my gripe with Woolife's build. If you're gonna build Rageblade IE anyways. Just build Rageblade first. Why IE first? Such a dumb way to go about it. Bot turret finally falling. Aatrox's gonna spread them even thinner. Don't fight, don't fight. Ugh, I hate this. As an Aatrox player, if I'm pushing bot by myself and we're having priority, and my Zac is like trying to engage on the Alistar instead of running away, like I'm so fucking pissed. Like I have control, like we're winning the side lane, like don't let them engage on you. What are you doing here? Oh my god, poor top laners this game. What the hell? Really great teleport from Abadage. Oda with an excellent ult. But Inspired, what the fuck are you doing? Let your Aatrox split push. He was almost on top of turret. And both teams just fucking over their top laners over and over again. It just seems like they're not in sync whenever they're split pushing. Because the top's about to start taking advantage and people are starting to fuck up. Nice recovery kill. Only lost Ocean Drake other than the other kills. Akali's definitely getting activated. Akali is gonna be hell of a threat later on. Oh, it's just so frustrating as an Aatrox player watching this. Rest of my team inting. I want to see them utilize the Akali a lot more. Right now, it's pretty bad for Rogue because they blew teleports on both the Aatrox and Akali. So there's actually a huge Baron threat, and Aatrox can't push in all the way. He either has to buy time or they group first and they take on a 5v5 or a more favorable fight. Or he tries to push out bottom and dive mid. But Aatrox can't split as much because of the teleport deficiency. That means it's great news for Schalke. They want to force 5v5. Yeah, watching Woolite's build, I'm just so confused. If you're going to build like this, build Rageblade, Phantom Dancer, and then IE, or at least Rageblade, then IE. Never IE first in this situation. Why did he build like this? Well, Schalke actually the one playing for side lanes, utilizing the Zinzao. Really good. Well, Rogue can't start Baron. Rumble can push all the way up. Yeah, the Zac pick was just troll. It's getting to the point where, yeah, Rumble finished 3 items, Aatrox 2 and just little pieces. Rumble might just straight up beat Aatrox in side lane now. Rumble's up with 16. Rumble not even walking boss side. Knows he can get cut off. Yeah, they're taking the vision game very slowly, not giving Rogue any chances. They're trying to get vision bot side so they can push in all the way and then start moving mid. Oh, how did the Zac get caught there? Oh, just ran into the Zinzao. And then Braum ult stolen from Silas follow up. Remember, Rumble on top of the Kai'Sa and the Braum feels so good. Oh man, I love playing Rumble into Braums. They got cleaned up so hard. Schalke not able to use the split push, and Zinzao just was able to open on Zac so many of the times. Definitely a better game from Schalke. I would have liked a little bit more control around 10 minute with the Lucian All-Star lead, but still very excellent game. Hey West, this wasn't the game that Lartham ran it down, it's a game after this, the infamous Corky int. Got Baron, splitting on a side lane. So I'm not sure if they're doing this on purpose. I know some teams do this, so it's at least worth mentioning. One thing good about split pushing a side lane first instead of having mid lane be your primary, especially if you're afraid of getting opened up, is this wall here is not an angle people can flank you from, right? There's no one that can come out from this wall unless they're a Kane. So you only have to really watch out for these areas, and you can ward and grab vision on this area. If you're on mid lane, there's two ways you can get flanked from. So sometimes people that are very AD carry based will not like split pushing mid lane. But I'm not sure if they just went bottom because they felt like they wanted to go bottom or because the turret was up. But I do know this is something that teams do that are very AD carry focused. Yeah, it can be used against too. On TSM, a really common comp we played was All-Star Jinx. And it's a little bit different when you have Janna, but All-Star is kind of bad when you're getting flanked from multiple angles. So we really like split pushing down bot lane because Jinx was long range and we just had to deny one side angle for flank. It also depends on the composition too, right? So Rogue has multiple flankers in Akali, Aatrox, and Zac. It's something minor, but something definitely to think about. Because it was during the meta where people were playing a lot of Lissandra and you had to spot out the Lissandra and it was hard to catch her from both sides. When you only had to ward one side and you know which angle she was coming from, it was a lot easier to play up than down. Anyways, nice game from Schalke. Just played out their team fight comp way better. I'm actually very surprised by like how focused they are just towards bot side. Like their top lane picks has been like Gangplank, Rumble, Gnar, and just almost pure focus on bot side and playing around it, and Lucian just being their go-to 1 and 2. They want to win lane early and they want to pick that skills into it. And Rogue is just picking Kai'Sa consistently against it. I would love to see them vary it up a little bit of Ashe, a little bit of Varus. But let's go to game 3. Hey guys, welcome to game 3. Schalke was able to get the better of Rogue last game with really good early jungling from Xin Zhao. And I really want to see Rogue adapt and just not keep playing Kai'Sa into Lucian if that's what Schalke is doing over and over again. Yeah, I mean, they're coming up with a very straightforward game plan, and they're not coming up with very good counters to it. They're just matching them. So let's see how they're going to switch it up. Zaya, Yuumi ban still the same. GP ban still the same. Kiana ban, so both teams keeping their bans the same. So in game 1, they banned Rumble here. In game 2, banned Kennen. Looks like they're going back to the Rumble ban after giving up Rumble one game. Irelia. So Schalke keeping their pick and ban exactly the same throughout. And Schalke opted for red side again. Or no, Schalke won, so Rogue had pick choice and Rogue going blue side. So it looks like Schalke is going to be red side the entire time and Rogue's going to be blue side. Aatrox first pick again. Okay, bro. Lucian again. Please don't pick Kai'Sa into it. I think this Akali pick is actually going to bite them in the butt. Abbedagge, they're not playing towards mid lane at all, and they're not split pushing, so I don't think Akali is that great for them. Horky into Akali again. A different pick into Lucian. Please not Kai'Sa again. Please not Kai'Sa again. Okay, so Sylas jungle. At least things are a little bit different. It has to be Sylas jungle because Aatrox Corki are the solo laners. What's wrong with Kai'Sa? Kai'Sa into Lucian means you don't have prio early and you're vulnerable to a dive, and that's exactly how Schalke likes to play. Banning Sona in case they opt into Sona Taric. Thresh ban. Rakan ban, last time they picked Lucian, or in the first game when they picked Lucian, they actually ended up getting deleted by a great Rakan engage. A Braum ban. Wow, it's surprising they banned Thresh and Braum instead, when yeah, All-Star and Leona. All-Star Leona has been better picks for Ignar, so I really don't understand the Thresh and the Braum ban. Well, I just don't understand Rogue's draft that much. No Kai'Sa. Can I get an Ashe or a Varus? Draven, holy shit. Wow, this is actually spicy as fuck. Draven into Lucian, Morgana into Sejuani and All-Star. This is actually some spicy drafting. Of course, Draven is one of the best counters into Lucian, but it's not a champion that everyone plays. And Morgan to All-Star, Morgan to Seju. It counters it in so many ways, so... Wow, I was questioning Rogue's draft, and they turned it out extremely quickly. What do you pick here, Ignar? Cannon for into Aatrox. I don't like that pick that much anymore. I think Cannon lost a lot of the value. Wow, this is one draft from Rogue where I'm in love. I can't wait to see how this bot lane plays out. I would love it even more if they did something aggressive level 1 with the Sylas and the Morgana, both great champions that can pick people off. They have a great draft to abuse them level 1 and also abuse bot lane. If they can make sure Sejuani starts kind of shitty, like a late invade on the Seju, this game can go really bad for Schalke really quickly. Because their main win condition is from bot lane, and they're left in a situation where their bot lane can get absolutely crushed. I know, so one thing that Westrice is mentioning in chat is, why didn't they just fifth pick their top lane? Or why didn't they just last pick their support? Because all the solo lanes already showed. Yeah, that's something I'm questioning too. Oh, let me move my webcam. Looks like Rogue doing none of the invades. I wish they were a little bit more creative with what they do. Because they have more. They have Sylas. These are champions you can do funky stuff on. Alright, here comes a Draven Morg matchup. Level 1 is where it's most brutal because All-Star doesn't have combo, right? He can't functionally have combo at level 1. He can't learn 2 skills at level 1, so that's where you abuse the most. It's literally 2 champions. Oh. It's literally 2 champions versus 1, and this is not how you play the Morg matchup. Like, Upset did a good job of learning dash level 1, but you want to auto and like you want to lead them in spots where they can't dodge. Or better yet, take W level 1 and actually just poke with it. Because that wasn't the worst one because it did force him to dash, but I would have liked it if they were more aggressive level 1 and doing more things with it. Punish them more. Oh, I want to see boss fight. Fuck off from jungle. What is there to see? Looks like Trick did a little bit of a different pathing this time, making sure he's not doing 3 camps outside, but going to blue early, because both junglers have been so much about stealing the camps away from each other. Like, this 11 CS to 9 for Draven versus Lucian could have been much bigger if they played different. Inspired, invading by hitting level 3. He did 3 camps on bot side. Schalke bot lane can't help. They're not going to have prio, or at least they shouldn't have prio. Mid doesn't have prio either. Both side lanes don't have, or both lanes close to you don't have prio. Inspire should take this. He should 100% take this. He should also get on the top of Seju instead of trying to finish. I mean, he won the Smite War, and I know I understand he was a level ahead, but you don't want to do it like this when you have your side lanes winning. if I'm the Lucian All-Star and the CS differential, so once they get, let's see what's the CS differential is after turret. 21 to 25. That's nothing. Vander Woolite aren't getting full advantages they could be out of this lane. And they're not controlling the wave well either. They're just shoving it in every wave. It's not what you do. You build up big waves and then you shove it into their turret so they have more chances to miss. And then you get the wave to bounce back to you. Like, there's a lot of creative stuff you can do with the wave, but the way Woolite and Vander are playing it, where they're just perma-pushing it into them, it creates so little pressure comparatively to bouncing the waves. They're stacking 3 waves. Yeah, they're just shoving waves into them slowly. As a player with the losing matchup, I'm so happy if this is what they're doing. I mean, CS lead is growing, but it's still nowhere big as it needs to be. Upset out of mana. He has a biscuit. He can TP back. Looks like that's what he did. TPing back. Woolite doing the same. Oh, Woolite actually walk into lane because he has the wave pushed in. Larson's playing fine so far. Got the early Hex Drinker versus Akali. He's versus Seju too. It's not like a lot of AD damage is going to come out from jungle. I guess my biggest disappointment so far is Rogue not making the most out of their counter pick and not using waves at all. Wow. Schalke with the top lane gank. It's a strange thing, Schalke top lane gank, because they don't do it too often. This definitely wasn't Schalke's initial game plan going into the game. We're gonna sack bot lane. We're gonna have a losing bot lane matchup. I mean, what is their game plan? Draft Lucian early, try to win every lane with Lucian, play towards bot side. Just don't understand the game plan. Quirky package. Let's see what he does with it. Why the Morg into All-Star is so brutal is normally, right? Usually, like when you use your offensive tool, it's also your defensive tool. So you're left in situations where you either are trying to harass, and if you miss your harass or if you fuck up your harass, you're in a shitty situation. Morg into All-Star is completely different because your offensive tool and your defensive tools are just separate. Like, cause you miss your bind, that doesn't mean All-Star can suddenly engage on you. You still have your black shield. Yeah, this lane is just unlaneable for Schalke. This is even with Rogue not doing the best job with Morgana Draven. Next things that can come up. If Rogue finds it hard to get bottom turret, they might shift the advantage they have from bot side and use the Corki to try to get Dragon. Or push in bot side, swap for Herald, that's an option too. Looks like Schalke actually starting Herald on their end. Rogue not giving a fuck about it. Oh, no, Corki going to check. Teleport from cannon. Jungler not on the right side of the map, jungler on bot side. Oh, European teams keep doing this where they're allowing teams to swap for Herald. If you're stronger, never let the other team get Herald. Just swap first and take Herald away from them. I feel like that's so much better than trading a turret for Herald when you're in control, because it gives the other team an avenue back into the game. Sure, it might be a better trade for you, but the best trade is taking something while giving the enemy team nothing. This is just trading 1 for 2 or trading 1 for 1. Four place their Herald. What about Herald and 4 place versus nothing? You're thinking of it wrong. You're thinking of it they get the better trade, but the best trade is giving them nothing. Oof. Give them nothing how? Do the Herald first. Push out bot side and go do the Herald first. They had so much control. And they just opted into taking bottom turret and giving up Herald. Oh, more getting deleted like that. They will take bottom turret then. Okay, I'm going to explain this play to you because it seems like you actually don't know. So it's a very common play in LPL, and NA teams have been picking it up a lot too. You push out bottom, so your bot wave is pushing, and your jungler starts Herald, and your bot lane recalls, and your top lane recalls. Your top goes to catch bot, and then your bot lane goes to Herald, and then you're able to get Herald. Enemy team has the bot pushed up, so it takes them such a long time to go actually play for that turret. So you gotten Herald, they are not able to push bot. You can respawn by pushing top or sending a member down to match bottom, and they're getting nothing and you're taking Herald. This positioning from Morg was so suspect. And Ignite engaged beautifully with Flash WQ. That's what CG does. Yep. I mean, CG popularized it in the West, but it was done a lot more commonly from LPL teams than CG before. Still able to get the turret, and really clean engage from Ignar. You forgot about one thing. They don't have GP or Herald. It doesn't matter if they don't have GP or Herald because they're still pushing up so much faster. GP or Rumble makes that play better, but that play is still doable without GP or Rumble. Teams in LPL do that play without GP or Rumble. It's better with GP or Rumble, but it doesn't make it impossible. It's just so weird because when I think Europe, I think better macro, I think playing the map out in a wider manner, but in terms of like the first tempo play, especially with the 10-minute one, I just expect it so much better from Schalke and Rogue. Looks like both teams getting ready to play for Dragon. This angle's really nice from Odo and Ignar. Its ability to hop and fuck with people. Having the All-Star here would be the god angle, but that's a little hard. Able to take dragon. Oh my goodness, that cannon. Holy fuck, that was a great cannon engage. Wow, look at that cannon engage. Engage. I don't know how this happens. One, I don't know why Woolite stayed behind. Two, I don't know how Vander doesn't get the black shield there. He went out of range and then he had to go back and give the black shield. Engage comes in. Ugh, absolutely fucked. He went back in to try to save his AD. He got stunned by the cannon. Also the Akali ult in an awkward situation got insta-gibbed. Draven can't fight anymore. Second time around. What was Rogue thinking here? That they could get this turret? No one talked about cannon teleport. Oh, if you can't get the turret here, just staying to siege here is so bad, and the reset is so way more valuable. Schalke up 0-5, but the game, due to how much turrets that Rogue has been able to take, gold differential isn't that much, and also comp-wise, they're not in a terrible spot. Just execution on things have been incredibly messy. Yeah, only 2k behind, and comp-wise, they're not fucked. How does this All-Star engage work every time? So as the side with the black shield, you kind of want to walk like this to prevent All-Star from being able to group attack you, because like stacking on top of each other is the worst thing you can do versus All-Star. Oh, flash to dodge the E, and then two people stacked on top of each other. Vander has to burn Zhonya's right away. Inspired burns Zhonya's right away too. Holy shit, Ignar just fucked them, and then Lucian trolled. I don't know why, but he walked in here. Holy fuck, what are you doing? You're ulting. Maintain distance. Don't walk in there. Why are you walking in? Upset. That was a great engage from Ignar, and Upset trolled. That was such a good engage though. Flash to dodge the E. He could have dodged Morgana and Q also. Don't allow the spell shield to come in. Yeah, might have gotten confused because of the Silas ult. Man, though, one thing I want to commend is how well Ignar has been able to engage. His engages have been so spot on, even versus the Morg. But they're just mistakes made afterwards. Boom! Holy fuck, that engage. If Cannon had stopwatch there, that would have been so sick also. Oh, look at that goal differential. Wow. What kind of goal swing is this? So it's from 2.2 to 800. This is like 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So this is 1 minute, about 2.5 minutes. So in about 30 seconds, the gold swing went 3k gold swing one way. 3k gold swing in 30 seconds. It's crazy. Draven had 580 stacks when he got the kill. Aha. Ooh, Observer doing a good job of pointing out the thwart for Cannon, or the Akali. He got 1.7k gold for the kill, that's crazy. Why do you do this? One, they're trying to do dragon just by 3 of them. If they're doing that, it's really important to pull the dragon out so you're not in a shitty spot. But they're in a shitty spot because the dragon isn't pulled down, so it's so much easier to get engaged on. Oh, this could have been so much better. All they had to do was just pull the dragon out before they started this, or wait on mid lane a bit more. Wow, game's just so even because both teams aren't really playing side lanes. So none of the solo laners are actually able to build a lead, and farm's been stopped. There's only usually like 2 lanes being farmed. Oh, Kennen. I really want Kennen to get a stopwatch here. God, this would be backbreaking. Deathcap Morello, Proto Belt stopwatch. Kennen's almost level 16 too. That's the big power spike for Schalke. Their main carry this game has been the Cannon. Oof, look at that, 50% HP. How did Akali get here? Has to be TP, right? Yeah, Akali TPing. Beautiful. Akali TPing on backline. Oh, E to break the Morgana ult range and then to jump back in. Oh my god, Finn actually played this so well. Look at Finn here. So he was rooted, got the initial bounce, got the second one, and then the Q third one. And then this one was when Akali was invisible too. Finn actually played that so well to be able to kill Akali in the Shroud. The cannon ult on the return though. Oh. Let's rewatch this situation. Yeah, it broke the Morgana ult. I'll show you. Damn, this fight actually lasted such a long time. Alright. Watch the Akali. The Akali flanked the Morg, going on her. Got the auto, missed the Q. And then the E here, it breaks the Morgana ult. And then she's able to jump back in and get her. Beautiful. And then look at Finn. First Q. Second Q. Third Q. Oh my god. Just everyone's hitting everything. Woolite chasing into the Kennen. Kennen's so happy. Gets a 3-man ult. God fucking damn. Kennen turned that fight so hard. It was fine for Akali to use things on Morg there, because she can just wait her cooldowns. Like using ult to insta-delete support, especially in a one-on-one situation, isn't bad. It's just Finn played it extremely well after. If Akali just stays there and she doesn't get insta-give like that. Oh, this cannon return. He got rooted by Mork though. It's not the end of the world getting rooted by Mork in the Shroud. What was bad was Finn playing... it wasn't really bad for the Akali. It's just Finn played it really well and hit his Qs all on top of him. The Draven's a monster, and because a lot of their damage is AP, and the fact that he has Bloodthirster and Maw makes his Draven unkillable. Kennen and Akali are going to have a hard time killing this Draven. I would even go 6 item, what's that item called? Mercurial on Draven. I'm not really going to be hitting the Seju or the All-Star. So I'm not really starving for Armor Pen, and going Mercurial to be able to QSS out of Seju and Kennen is so delicious. Next few team fights are going to be hard. All-Star has to be able to engage on Draven or like knock the Draven into the team while the Morgana is like jacking off or trolling somewhere. The combination of Draven Morg is so good. It's not something that Schalke is going to have answers to. Kept trying to bait with Baron. They didn't fall for the bait. They also spotted the All-Star. Not giving the flank engages. Resetting after they got the inhib turret gold. Looks like they're going back for more items. Love to see that. What's the last item Draven buys? Buy the QSS. I promise it's cute. I promise you it's good. Mercurial. Beautiful. The game's just revolving so much around the Draven and the Morg. Because Schalke comp that can't out damage the rogue comp. So they have to be able to assassinate the Draven. And just as I'm saying that, fucking Woolite's almost dead. Almost died here, had to burn QSS flash instantly. Lifesteal back up, keep autoing. Oh. Oh my god. That one angle. He's on top of Odo, but he missed his stun, and Ignar, as he was coming in, he's like, okay, fuck it, I'm just gonna kill the Silas with you. Ah, now he doesn't have flash in QSS. God, that positioning. They should be able to see like Schalke set up and expect it, but they're not expecting it. Ignar, he looked for this angle last fight too, from here to here, like by, what is it? And he got the angle, and they're starting Baron. They have no... They don't want to finish Baron at all. The only thing they want to do is get them to come close so Ignar can engage, and that's what they did. Oh, wait, you lost with Ignar engaging like that? How? Oh my god, you got hit by the root again. What the fuck, Abadake? You have flash. Oh my god. Abadage fucking trolled. Ignar's getting like god tier engages and Abadage's trolling. And also, yeah, Finn doing a great job of staying on top of outside. But Abadage fucking straight trolled. Holy fuck. That was such a good engage from Ignar. This is the moment where they should have been able to end. I kept trying to figure out why he packaged like that. Oh my god. The package has a set distance, so even if you click here, it will bring you all the way in. He just didn't expect that he would get shoved all the way into turret. They killed his turret, they end the game. That was actually such an end. Holy fuck, that was a yikers. Because they would have won this game, and it changes the series completely if they win this game. Now they give up Baron in a game they should have won, and also mentally, it's just so destroying. Like, mentally, it destroys you. It's not just the result of things. Jesus fuck. Oh, Abadage. Stop playing Akali. Just stop. Stop playing Akali. They got Dragon, and they got Elder Drake and Baron. Holy fuck. Okay, that's a big swing. Quite the swing there. It was a mastermind plan from Abadage to troll with the Akali to give them a chance to end because he knew Larson would get overeager. Oh, this feels so bad. Just mentally, like you're stuck in the game knowing that you should have won. Inside, you're blaming your teammates. You're trying to focus, but it's so hard to focus. Oh, that quirky package. We had this game won. We had this game won. Fuck that package. As you're defending, as your base is slowly going down, you're just thinking about what if we should be 2-1 right here. Whew. This is a feels bad thing. Lucian's actually pretty strong at this point at 6 items, and there aren't champions that can just rush him down or champions that outrange him. Like, Draven is still a hard champion for him to deal with, but there's just bigger threats. Cannons and Akalis and Alistar. There's never a situation where the Draven's directly hitting their Lucian, so Lucian just has to find space to do damage and let rest of his team kind of make the fight. Wow. You can see Abba here got hit by the Draven E. Going in. Almost got the assassination on Van there, ER, and then got one shot. Woo! The cannon damage though. Sometimes all you have to do is buy space for others, and it seems like that's what Abadage did there. Buy space for the cannon to be able to go in, and cannon finishing off everything. Then can't end faster. Game's over. Wow, such a winnable game for Rogue. Honestly, I don't think Abba's a great Akali. I think this game was a lot of Odo, and it was mainly like Larson and Woolite fucking up, and somewhat of Vander. Holy, this was such a messy game. God damn. Alright. Well, let's see if Rogue can bounce back in game 4. Alright, we got game 4. So, Rogue actually kind of trolled their last game. And for a rookie team like this, when you troll and lose in a really winnable game, the mental damage is actually so much. And one thing I do want to check over is how much of that is going to carry over. Also, I liked some of their adaptation and draft. I love the Draven into Lucian. I love the Morgan to Alistar. The execution on things could have been cleaner. So yeah, the draft was getting better for Rogue. So we kind of have to see the intersection of draft getting better and the mental damage and where it puts them at. As for Schalke, they're just doing one thing over and over again. I think this is a team that's going to get absolutely demolished by Fnatic or G2, even if they win versus Rogue. They just are not showing variance, and they're just showing one game plan and executing on that, and either Rogue can disrupt that game plan or beat them, or have a contrasting game plan. And the way Fnatic and G2 are going to play, they'll be able to have a game plan that's better than Schalke, that's more multi-dimensional, and also prevent their game plan so easily. I just don't see how the Schalke team is going to be able to succeed long-term with how they're playing. So let's get started with the game. Xayah ban staying the same, Yuumi ban staying the same. YouTube frozen. Is it my internet? Nope, it's not my internet. Okay, there we go. Silas ban this time, that's an adaptation. Irelia ban, or not Irelia ban, Akali ban, so Irelia's open, Rumble's open. A little bit of switch up from both teams. Wow, this guy's going to get to play Aatrox 4 games in a row. I mean, he's been a pretty decent Aatrox, but it just, I think there were better first picks. And I do want to see if Odo is willing to take the Aatrox and what Rogue has against it. Lucian 4 games in a row. Lucian Seju. How are we going to break this apart? Can't take Irelia, or at least it's awkward to take Irelia without the Seju. Olaf. So that's the pick they've been banning out every single time from second phase. So they're picking it early this time into Seju. Olaf into Lucian, not the greatest. Azir blind instead of Corki this time. But didn't we literally just play around top for a whole game and win? How is the game plan the same? They did play around top and win the last one, but it was more of a byproduct of their bot got smashed, or it wasn't possible for them to play through bot, so they ended up playing through top. And the way Rogue handled it was just so miserable. So I think, yes, they won in a different way, and that wasn't the initial game plan, and the way they executed it, the level of execution was just very low, and I don't think it's something that's going to be repeatable or even doable versus Fnatic and G2. What is better than Aatrox first? I wouldn't mind the Sejuani first pick for Rogue. Or when Akali was up, I wouldn't have even minded Akali first pick. The Draven ban this time to make sure they don't pick it into Lucian. And then the Rumble. I really like the Rumble. I think Rumble is one of the best tops if you're a team fighting team or if you're a bot lane oriented team. Irelia ban. I actually don't think that's required. I wouldn't be that scared of Abba's Irelia. Kai'Sa ban. I was loving the Kai'Sa pick into Lucian. I actually would have kept Kai'Sa open and probably banned Rakan. Zoe ban. Okay. Kind of random, but also a sniper ban. Corki into Azir. Finally got that legendary matchup. It's just a good matchup that scales well. Azir should have push priority early. Corki has really big timings with package. This time saving support for 5th pick, not making the same mistake. Trift into Lucian. Trift Alistar into Lucian. Holy fuck, depending on what support pick it is, they can get destroyed here. Even Braum has potential to destroy this. Rakan, okay. Very similar game plan to their other matches for Schalke. For Rogue, at least a little bit more jungle mid-strength this time. Azir getting the push prio on Corki, Olaf having a lot of prio, and what they're going to be able to do with these two and threaten boss side. Like, if they can actually threaten dives with Alistar plus Azir Olaf, that's going to be brutal for Schalke. If not, we're going to get a very similar result where it goes into team fight and Rogue isn't able to make enough of their split push and the game kind of stalls and Schalke ends up winning the team fight. Let me go turn off the fan and we'll continue with the review. Ooh, looks like Schalke doing something with level 1. I would love to see Rogue be a little bit more proactive and a little bit more creative during their level 1s, because there were games where they had Morgana, Silas. This is a game where they have Olaf, and they're just not doing much with their level 1 versus a Sejuani. But if you can get a good level 1 versus Sejuani and deny her a buff, like, it's so meaningful. Oh, kind of like this. They're actually doing it. They're going to be able to deny Sejuani, hopefully, her entire rest side. Or not. Trick looking for a level 2 gank. Inspired coming right back down to make sure he doesn't get his rest stolen. They're actually going to be able to deny Trick they're going to be able to deny Trick his Wraith and his Red. That's actually pretty big, especially in Olaf versus Seju matchup. Azir having Prio on Corki, that's the norm. Especially early, and especially when Corki doesn't have that much points into his skills yet. Wow, Trick going... Oh, okay, I thought he was going to go back boss side to gank again, but he's coming back for Herald. Or not Herald, excuse me, for Scuttle. If Inspired can also deny him his Krugs here, if Aatrox can push and Inspired goes to deny Krugs, it is so damaging for the Sejuani, but also because this is his first Krugs. First Krugs have XP, don't give as much XP as they normally do, so it isn't the biggest deal in the world, but they could have punished even heavier. Oh wow, it's Electrocute Corki. I didn't even realize. Interesting. Inspire threatening the gank and also protecting the top wave, letting it crash. Olaf built a nice little lead over the Seju, they just need to turn it into something bigger. Contesting the Scuttle, getting vision around mid and jungle, helping mid with Prio, forcing a dive. League is all about being able to take small advantages and make it into big one alongside your team. Let's see what he's able to do. Wow, but Inspired has shown so much good traits. Young jungler performing in playoffs. That's what you like to see. Ooh, this is a gank that's definitely possible. Or even a dive. Actually not going for the dive, just denying the red again. That's more than fine. Or you're gonna dive top side. I would love to see you do a little bit more than just take camps away from Seju. He hasn't ganked once. He's protected a gank. I mean, it's not like Sejuani's gank has been very efficient, but the fact that he hasn't been ganking and actually snowballing his lead is a little disappointing. If you're this ahead, you need to get something done with it. Like, it doesn't matter, like, just getting more CS on the jungle, like, ultimately, like, Seju versus Olaf, Seju's gonna be more functional than the Olaf in team fights. Corki coming down with package. Oof, Olaf, you need to do a little bit more. Really need the Olaf to start affecting the rest of the map. He's just not doing anything. He took camps away from Seju and he defended against like the bot dive, but he didn't put any pressure on by himself. Like if they got a top dive off, or if they got mid and jungle prio and was actually able to alleviate pressure bottom or pressure themselves, like these kind of things would have just meant so much more than being up camps. The sad thing is, Trick has been more proactive on the map than Inspired has. This was a Sejuani who had her red taken away twice, and she's been more proactive on the map and she got more things done. What the fuck? Honestly, what the fuck? Being able to take Carol's knife, but with the amount of lead you had, you should have been able to do so much more. Mid also had prio too, because it was a Zero versus Corki. Rumble TP down. Really good for Aatrox. He already had one plate, he got a second plate off of that. Game's gonna come to a point. Oof. Oh my. I spoke too soon. I was about to say, game's gonna come to a point if big actions don't happen where Schalke just has the better team fighting team and Aatrox split push. The window for him to do things becomes so small. What do you mean she got more done? She got nothing done. 1 gank out of 6. Even when she doesn't get the gank done, just that gank itself puts on pressure, takes the HP away from Trist, and is doing things on the map. Unless like the gank backfires, a lot of times like just the sheer fact of ganking is doing something. Well, the Seju and the Olaf directly collided, and that's what happens. The Sejuani just gets broken. A lot of Sejuani's tankiness early game comes from her passive, and Olaf gets to ignore that with his reckless swing, the true damage E. What? Odo just fried him. Jesus. Holy shit. Odo literally just fried him. Great camera control here from Inspired. Oof. Damn, what was bot lane doing here? They're pushed up so much. Stop chasing. Even when you got that stun proc off, that wouldn't have been possible. Holy shit, rogue bot lane. Oh, they're just looking for kills in the weirdest sub spots. Also, let me teach you guys a little trick. So you're able to Q one spell during your jump. Woolite didn't Q his E. You can use a spell during your jump, but only one spell. So if you do it, you will use your E as you jump. But Woolite did it after he landed. And he's also turning back. He thinks the fight is over while Vander's going forward. There's also miscommunications on how they want to be doing things. Ay, ay, ay. They just should have been playing through mid or top lane so much more, not the Alistar Triss that's behind. Oh, it's just so frustrating because Olaf was so ahead and they didn't utilize any of that. Don't fight level 11 Rumble. This is not where you want to be fighting. The level 11 Rumble is so happy if they take this full on fight. Oh my god, Odo is so happy. Level 11 Rumble, people want a full fight? Hell yeah. If this is a little bit later when Ignar gets flash up, let's slow this down. I already know they're gonna roast them. Just fucking roast them. They actively opted into taking like a fight versus a level 11 Rumble. It actually didn't go that badly. One death and they get Dragon. Holy shit, but it just could have gone so much worse. This just could have been so much worse. Yeah, Dragon came down to a 50-50. It's a Olaf with Smite and E, so it's not that bad. But still, like, this is not the fight you want to be looking for. Once it gets into Baron control phase, a little bit awkward from Rogue because the person that has to be checking in is Olaf, and Olaf doesn't get that tankier later on. It's so bad for Olaf to be checking into things. They have an Alistar at the very least. Oof. Aatrox not being able to split push. Game gonna come down to team fighting. Team fighting, something Schalke just excels so much more at as a team and also in a comp. Olaf solo killed Rumble bot lane while this was going on. My god. Oof. Yeah, the Olaf's just so powerful when he can actually do things like this, but he spent his early game doing nothing. He just kept farming. Oh, I just wish he turned the aggression switch on just a little bit before. If he turned the aggression switch on just a little bit before when he built that giant lead over Cedric, he could have taken over the game. No, even before he got his warrior, he had so much chances to be aggressive and actually be in Sejuani's face. It feels so bad. Fight starting at blue. Rumble has teleport. They don't have vision on people coming in. So this Rakan engage is so dangerous. Azir insta-gift. Rumble coming in behind them. Olaf not tanky. Alistar can't function as a tank. All effect can't function as a tank for long term. Now 2 people chunked. They're so lucky they killed Trick. If they didn't kill Trick, this would just be an immediate Baron. Aatrox burned TP, so now he can't split push later on after this. Just Aatrox burning TP itself is bad, because you can't be in a side lane after, because of the Baron threat now. Next 5 to 10 minutes is going to look really bad. Rogue has to stay grouped up. Aatrox can't do his job. Azir, the one actually going to a side lane, because he has to teleport. Now when they don't have Azir, wave clear can be a problem. Triss is Nick Gray's wave clear champion in the world. Yeah. Remember what we said, wave clear can be a problem. Tristan mid lane got chunked to half versus the Quirk Geek. Schalke going for Dragon. Why they went Dragon and why Rakan went this way is if they go in like this, then now Rakan can be behind them and flanking. That's why Rakan split off the other way. It wasn't a mistake. This Baron, also dangerous. Rakan on the other side, they can sandwich in. Gonna have to give this, like, just, they're getting pulled around the map. And there isn't an end game where it's good for them. I mean, eventually, yes, Tristana Azir will outscale, but that's gonna mean like 5-6 items. It's gonna take forever. Oof. Well, life's just been a liability. AD carry being behind versus double heavy backline is so bad. And also later on in fights, when Rumble ult goes down, even with Tristana jump, because Tristana jump has a slight delay on it, you take so much damage. And when you're like half HP as an AD carry, it's hard to fight the same way you normally would. He burned flash here and died also, so next time this is going to be even easier for him to die. Lucian 5 items. Checking into this Baron. Just the fact that when they have to check in, remember what we talked about, Olaf not that tanky later on. AD carry and AP carry items scale like crazy. Olaf item doesn't scale as well. Or Olaf tankiness doesn't scale as well. Rumble never should have been killed in the side lane. I'm not sure how he died. Oh, this is the problem. You can't check into them. Wait, what the fuck? Holy shit. Oh my god. Aatrox OP. How? Yeah, it's so bad to check into them. Poor Woolite. Woo! Insta engaged on, 2 people charmed. Died without doing anything. What? Oh. Upset. Knocked up by Alistar. And then got stunned. If he didn't get stunned here, then he would live. AD carry died when he shouldn't. Great stopwatch here, prevented the knockup. Woo! Waiting for the second proc B. But damn, this guy understands cooldown so well on Aatrox. Nicely played, but the biggest offender there was Dilution. Upset troll that fight. After the knockup, he should never be in a position where Alistar can come in and smack him with the stun. Run, Ignar, where's your W? Oof. The rogue come back. The comeback. The Tristan is so fucked though. Tristan is so fucked, and Aatrox, it's versus a Lucian Quirky. It's not like he's like flanking a Kog'Maw or something like that. Oof, just Tristan has been really incredibly underwhelming. And she doesn't have a lot of targets to kite. Everyone has range damage. Even Rumble is like a semi-range champion. Well, Rogue actually up gold, but the enemy team being one Inferno up is dangerous. One of the worst engages Schalke has had so far. It's engaged in a single distance. Wasn't able to kill Azir and Triss. But you see the Rumble damage, guys? This is what I'm talking about. Like why Rumble's so crazy. Level 16. Look at the ult. Oh my god, he just took damage from Rumble. Woolite already has some damage on him, but still. This is the thing about Rumble though. Like if you don't have MR, just that one ult like gets you down so low. And all they have to do is line you up so you're in it for a second or two. Rumble plus Leandries is too sick. Completely prevented the Baron usage. The gold they're up from Baron is from kills and a little bit from turret. It's not from being able to siege. Oof. Rumble ult mattering more and more, so Alistar dead, trying to turn, couldn't get the turn. Rumble coming in, Rakan from the other side. Oh my god, that Rakan faked the engage initially. Not someone that knows how to play Rakan in. I'm gonna go in. Sykes, fake the engage, and then go in. Little things like that matter a lot. Woo! Tristana got to do free damage for a long time, but didn't matter at all. Watch the Trist here. Auto, ult, auto. Didn't matter that much. Trish is just 2 behind. Really well played from Ignar and Odo. Upset got so much tools, but he was actually never the main carry. It was Odo and Ignar the whole time. Well, here's what I'll say for this. Props to Schalke. You guys won, and Odo and Ignar stepped the fuck up, but I'm so scared for you versus Fnatic. I'm so scared for you versus G2. You guys have no mid-jungle 2v2. Your game plan is so set around bot lane and team fighting and so little split pushing involved. I think Fnatic and G2 are going to destroy. Either of them will destroy Schalke. So, yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this VOD review. Feels good doing LEC VOD reviews again. Normally I've just been watching from home, but I put the time into this one. I really thought Rogue was going to win, but they're a new team. A lot of their players show promise. I think if I have to pick one player from Rogue that I'm the most excited for, it would be Inspired. The pathing that he does and the kind of aggression that he put on was good. He made a lot of mistakes, but I think I'm so excited for him. Larson and Finn also players to be inspired for, but for me personally, it has to be Inspired. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.